Welcome in, Edmonton Oilers fans and NHL fans. Thank you again for taking the opportunity to watch this video. Last night, the Edmonton Oilers played the Dallas Stars. This is a day after the trade deadline, and most of you know some big names moved. And the Edmonton Oilers were lucky enough to get the first crack at the Dallas Stars, who had just recently acquired Mikko Rantanen in that huge trade in which they signed him for another 8 years. Now, let's not forget, the Edmonton Oilers also acquired some players, Trent Frederic, Max Jones, who has already played for the Oilers one game. Frederic still on the injured reserve list. And one Jake Walman. Little did I know about his game, but he was going to make an impact in tonight's game. This was a battle of two titans in the Western Conference. Hey, who knows? This might actually be the Western Conference final matchup that we witness or have witnessed because, man, I was ecstatic that whole game. There was hits being thrown, offense being given to us fans who needed those goals. And yes, there was a little bit of a breakdown by the Edmonton Oilers, but they were able to hold on when it counted the most. This is kind of the hockey that we want to see from the Edmonton Oilers. But we're going to get into it. We're going to go over the game summary. I'll go over a little bit of positives, negatives. I'll give you my player of the game, and we'll look ahead into the schedule. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the scoring summary. Now, the Oilers have found a way to always let the first couple goals go in, but luckily they don't let the bleeding happen, except for the last 2 weeks. We're going to ignore the last 2 weeks. Today was no different. The Oilers, not even today, last night was no different. The Oilers got a penalty early in the game. Dallas Stars capitalized on the power play. Wyatt Johnson from Jason Robertson and Mikko Rantanen, his first point as a Dallas Star. But hold your horses. The Oilers were not going to go away. They came out flying. The Oilers come in, Connor McDavid buzzing around, finds a nose for the net. He takes it to the net, throws it in behind Jake Ottinger. It falls into the crease, and none other than Zach Hyman was there to bury the rebound. If you guys get a chance to go see the highlights, he had 2 or 3 stars draped over him, and he still found a way to bury that goal. Continuing on later on in the period, at 12 minutes and 26 seconds into the period, Jake Walman throws a Hail Mary pass up into the air. Perfect landing spot for Zachary Hyman. He gets it. He goes in on a breakaway and beats Ottinger. And that celebration afterwards, pointing to his new teammate. That's what hockey's all about. We welcome Jake Walman in. If we see more plays like that, I'm going to be a very, very happy Edmonton Oilers fan. And the party just kept on rocking in that first period. At 17:42, Leon Draisaitl brings it into the Dallas Stars zone, dishes it back to Evan Bouchard, and you can hear that stick tap from outside Rogers Arena. Victor Arvidsson wanted that. Bouchard fires over a crisp pass to him, and Victor Arvidsson gets off the schneid and hammers it home with a one-time, scoring his 8th of the season. He desperately needed that, and as Edmonton Oilers fans know, we needed him to score that goal. So he did such a phenomenal job just calling for that puck and being on it. And you know what? He stayed on his feet for the majority of the game. I don't think he was on the ground that much, and he was in the corners. He was digging. It made sense. The offense of the Oilers was just clicking today. Then, in the second period, 5 minutes and 20 seconds into the second period, Connor McDavid decides to put on a show. Stuart Skinner, let's start there. Stuart Skinner makes a fantastic save. The Oilers collect the rebound, and it's off to the races for Connor McDavid. He just skates through the defender right around him. You guys go online, look at that highlight. It's pretty good. I think it might be top 10 of the year. if not the best goal I've seen Connor McDavid score. Goes around the defense and then avoids the poke check by Jake Ottinger and roofs it over his shoulder to give the Oilers a 3-1 lead. Sorry, 4-1 at this point. Then, towards the end of the second period, the Oilers kept the gas pedal pushed to the ground. They were not letting up on the Dallas Stars, not this evening. Connor Brown decides to jump into the fray. He and Janmark go in on a 2-on-1. Connor Brown throws it towards the net to give a pass over to Janmark, but it goes off the diving defender, comes right back to Connor Brown, and he makes no mistake and pots his own rebound off of that failed pass. Oilers fans are sitting happy, sitting pretty. I know I was elated. I was not going to sit down. I wanted the Oilers to bring it to the Dallas Stars. Then the third period happened. And in that third period, we witnessed potentially what we've been seeing all season is a little bit of a collapse by the Edmonton Oilers. It starts off with a power play, of course. The Oilers commit an early infraction. I think it was Brett Kulak who did it. Mikko Rantanen gets his goal from Matt Duchene and Thomas Harley. That's his first goal, second point of the night for the Dallas Stars, Mikko Rantanen. And then the Oilers, for some reason, had a little bit more difficulty containing. Only 12 seconds later, Jamie Benn from in front of the net, from a beautiful pass, mind you, from behind the net right out to Jamie Benn, spinorama, and backhands it over Stuart Skinner's left shoulder. Wasn't the best thing to see as an Oilers fan to see this happen, but Jamie Benn gets his 16th of the season. You can't count out the Stars. They are a very skilled team. You knew it was coming. This is where I think the Oilers potentially needed to take a timeout to kind of settle things down. But Chris Knobloch said, nope, we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing our game, and we're going to keep going the Edmonton Oilers way and find a way to lock it down. The Oilers did let in one more goal to make this a very interesting game. Matt Dumba scores his first of the season, believe it or not, with the Dallas Stars and in general, and he gets that from Mason Marchment and Michael Granlund. And then after that, it was Stuart Skinner, Jake Walman, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, the Edmonton Oilers organization as a whole, and its fan base all making sure that the next goal was not scored. The Oilers hold on for the victory. Now, going over this game, the Oilers played very well. They came out of the game flying, buzzing, throwing hits. This is the first time the Oilers actually out-hit their opponent by a double-digit mark. So the new influx of blood of Max Jones and Walman really helped the Oilers sustain that pressure and bring back the Oiler winning ways. And I cannot wait to see when Trent Frederick comes in and Evander Kane. Remember, guys, we have Evander Kane. So some positives for this game was the Oilers' moxie coming back and Stuart Skinner finding his game early. That is what the Oilers needed. The Oilers needed to find a way to play their game and get those critical saves, and on top of that, move the puck on a much more crisp level. And I don't know what it is, but Jake Walman coming in just made all the Oilers passes completely tape to tape. I don't think I saw a bobbled puck. I don't think I saw many missed passes out there. Everything was on point. The Oilers still had a little bit of work to clean up in terms of defense, but positives for this game definitely were the overall Oilers team play. It was the Stars showing up to play. It was Jake Walman showing up to play for his first game as an Edmonton Oiler, and you can tell that he was excited. Now, the negatives for this game obviously are going to be that defensive collapse. The next thing I want to say is Kasperi Kapanen might need to take a moment sitting in the press box just to figure out his game. He just looked checked out of this game. He didn't contribute as much. And for me personally as a fan, I just feel like the play dies on his stick whenever he gets the puck. So not saying he's a bad player, it just might need a day or two, maybe a game to reevaluate where he's at and maybe come back in and provide and contribute a little bit more to this offense. And I get it, he came in and he was on the first line, second line, and kind of dropped down to the third and fourth line. But it's all about working hard. We've seen that with Connor Brown. We've seen that with Matthias Janmark. We've seen that with other players in the Edmonton Oilers organization. Sometimes you just got to start off in the bottom six, work hard, work on those details. That way you can work your way up. But overall, I think the Oilers played very well. Other than those two negatives, I can't really find a negative in the Oilers game last night. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Next, I want to talk about the player of the game. It is none other than Jake Walman in his debut. He averaged the second most ice time amongst all defensemen. He averaged more ice time than Evan Bouchard, who is considerably our number one, number two defenseman, which is crazy to me. The other person that averaged more than him was obviously Darnell Nurse. Walman came in, provided 3 shots. He got 1 assist. He provided 3 critical blocks, potentially saving goals against. He also delivered 2 hits, one of which is on pretty much every highlight reel by flooring Mikko Rantanen, and he finished the night off with a +3. So without any question, Jake Walman definitely is the player of the game from last night. Looking ahead at the Oilers' schedule, they are about to embark on a 4-game road trip that starts in Buffalo. Then they're going to have New Jersey and New York Islanders in back-to-back games, and they'll close it out in New York. Now, it is important for the Edmonton Oilers to ensure that they keep playing the same style of offense, keep pressing, keep enforcing their will on the opponents that they play. Do not take Buffalo lightly. Definitely do not take New Jersey, who is a playoff team, lightly. Even though the Islanders are out, we cannot take them lightly, and our test is also going to come from the Rangers. The Oilers should go on this roadie and pull off maybe 3 out of 4 victories. I would like to see 4 out of 4, but I'm going to give, either New Jersey or New York credit for potentially being one of those games that we lose. But if the Oilers continue to play the way we do, if we potentially see Ekholm come back, we could have a 4-game road trip in which we see the Oilers go on a 6-game heater, because right now they're on a 2-game heater. So, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate it. I will catch you guys on the next one.